Today I am going to talk about this Beminitiya Seya famine in Lanka, those days in Sri Lanka, and in before Christ 103, and it lasts for about 14 years. And that is, we think any famine is due to uh, climatic changes or some other thing, drought. But we analyze that there's a lot of human contribution into that. Various sectors of people had the contributed to that, and the kings and the religious leaders and the people, because of the usual citizens, all contributed to that. So that is a very important incident that we analyze to understand what is happening in the world, especially in Sri Lanka. This is very important. So the who are the culprits, who are the people involved. The same thing repeated several times, but I don't have time. I'm going to talk about this Beminitiya Seya famine only. So the who contributed to that, the what happened. So this is happened at there were two periods of King Valagamba. There are two periods of King Valagamba's reign. One lasts only for about 5-6 months. First one, after 14 years of exile into Malaya Central region, I think Malaya region, and he became the king again in Anuradhapura 14 years later. This time the famine is it's reducing at that time. And then the initial period, that is very important to understand the reason for the there were a lot of tanks, cascade system in Anuradhapura, and that's not the famine, any drought is not going to occur with that. That tank system, the cascade system, is going to give adequate water to farmers to cultivate. And even those tank system were maintained very well. What happened to them? Uh, by the time of Valagamba come to power, and those tanks, their sediments, silt, and all those filled 50% of the bottom. So their capacity was only 50% at that. So that's not enough to to overcome effects of drought, climatic change. So this is what is happening. So how it is how it become 50% this thing? We have to go retrospective from the before Valagamba to the some period. I think we have to go to 161, some 58 years, 55 years we have to go, and then only we can understand what is it. So the what happened is when after Dutthagamunu, it's going to that Dutthagamani era, 161 before Christ. And with Dutthagamunu, when he got his power, he had to kill people, mainly or majority were Tamils, in Anuradhapura, or on his way to Anuradhapura. Millions of King Dutugamunu himself also how much of death, those slain peoples, dead bodies, under his command. So once he get the kingship, somebody should be highly satisfied, highly joyful, but he didn't get, just like Dharmashoka, just like King Asoka in India. He was not satisfied. That's the best time for somebody to come. When somebody is down, somebody is depressed, that's the best time for somebody to get a benefit. So that in Mahabharata it says, some Arahat, 8 people came there from sky to king's palace, and they said, 8 Arahat, no, it is not, don't worry, this is not a problem. Only one human died. One was half human. Others were like beasts, because they were not followers of Buddha Sasana. So that they are beasts. I don't know what is that. This Mahabharata is written by a priest, and on where he find this analysis of Panati Pata Veramana Sikkhapada Samadhi. How he analyzed beast, how he analyzed human in this way. And they wanted to console Dutthagamanu. And also they said there is no much of a problem that you can go to heaven. Don't think that you cannot go to heaven because of this much of slain. You can go to heaven. So that one thing you have to do is to give everything as much as possible to Sangha. Don't eat without giving to Sangha. Then Dutthagamanu said, I could not give, this is in Mahabharata, some katta sambal. I could not give some katta sambal to, otherwise every time I give it to Sangha and then I get it. So that he said, okay, to get that this sin of not giving that one, he is going to give a massive vihara called Mirisa Vatiya. Mirisa is chilies. Mirisa Vatiya, to overcome his sin. So then they said everything should go to priest. Loa Mahapaya, Ruandali Mahasaya, and construction of vihara, everything. So then he involved people to do labor, the people to do labor, and also he maintained his huge army. And those people, otherwise, they were doing some rajakari. This is the important thing. They had rajakari earlier. That they have to remove this slit, that sediments in tanks regularly. So that by that way they can maintain the capacity of water tanks for them to irrigate. And they were doing irrigation works, they were doing cultivation works. So for the common people to feed. And that was not there, very minimal. That minimal cultivation was also gone to vihara, and also to maintain the army. And that way this agriculture was totally ruined. Tanks were ruined. 50% of sediments were accumulated. And King Dutugamunu, after this thing, he could not get his son to do that, take over the reign. And so his younger brother Saddhatis came into power as a king. He was also there for some years, I don't know how much. And after that, his sons were fighting for kingship, and this weak government was there after King Dutugamunu and King Saddhatisa. And King Saddhatisa has done a lot to agriculture, But that biggest damage has done by King Dutugamunu to agriculture sector, negligence of him is could not overcome by King Saddatisa's work, and their sons also haven't done much. But the King Valagamba is the son. He is the one who took the country and he did something. Initial period of King Valagamba, the 5 months, he lasts for only 5 months. There was one Brahmin priest organized people against King Valagamba, and he divided the people, Sinhalese. And from the north there were about thousands of, I think, these Indians came to Sri Lanka and they reigned. For about 14 years they reigned, and 5 kings in Tamil, Indian kings were there. They were not maintaining tanks. They just got everything from our country as predators, parasites from our country and Lanka. And then what Valagamba did is asked the Mahathis, that Brahmin. His name was his name is Beminitiya Seya, and they asked him to take the country and fight with Tamil Indian invasion, and take the country. And he did, and Valagamba went to exile. Then he could not win the game of this Brahman person, and the all organizations ruined the country. Then this famine became worse and worse because no one wanted to do something for the people. These tanks were not constructed, this irrigation system was not reconciled, no construction, repairs, nothing. So they worse and worse. So King Valagamba, he collected army, and after 14 years he came into there. Then what happened? This famine was gradually reduced, and the effects were reduced. It's a very important event that we should understand. This Baminiya Seya famine. It is caused by kings and priests. They were taken to themselves, not to people. That highly selfish, highly deceptive, highly unreciprocal, reciprocity was not there. That's the reason for that. When King Valagamba got his meals and these things from a priest called, I think, Mahathis Thera, and this because this priest was given foods to Valagamba, then they took out the Vinaya Pitaka and say, no, first you should eat, priest should eat first, and then you can give something remaining to your people, the lay people. So on that disciplinary break on Vinaya, and that priest was removed from the Sasana. But King Valagamba took him, and he did his Abhayagiriya, hand over Abhayagiriya to them. Abhayagiri is a massive structure we can find now. It was a jungle. The huge stupa was just a clay and jungle, huge trees were there. Very close, 1985. Because the priest, they let it neglect. It was a huge university. The Fahian, he was living there. He was there. He was a student. 5,000 international students were studying Buddhism, and they were analyzing what is Buddhism, and they were talking about some loopholes, some problems in some about Buddhism. It was an open discussion, place for open discussion, not this memorizing thing. So university. That is this broken into pieces by again this Mahavihara priest getting Parakram Bahu to remove these people. And they said to King Parara, we will get our people to support you. In return, you should get this Abhegiri and Jetvanarame people away. They say that it is a non-unruly thing. It's not according to Buddhism. So in that way, so you can understand how much of destruction has done by these people, those who want the spiritual priority, spiritual leadership, and also the money drain only towards them. Well drained only towards them. This priest concept, they were there, and they abused the king's mentalities, sinner mentality of them to get their things done for behalf of themselves. They are doing the same thing even for people. They tell the people, you give to us. You don't get it now, not like these Catholics and the Christians. You don't get it now from the church, but the temple is not going to give anything to you. But you accumulate merits. That merit is going to take you to heaven, or to give some facilities after death. So before death you are not getting anything, but after that you are getting massive benefits. Thank you very much for watching this, and I think of analyzing these things. You need religious literacy to understand people's minds, various sectors, how they deceive with myths and get done their work. That is how the history shows us. History shows us how to behave, how to involve in this world of myths, how to involve in this deception, deceptive places, deceptive people, and that's very important for you to get your life in proper path. Thank you very much for watching.